And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. There we go. Let's get into, there we go. We'll get into desk. We're going to start at My CV Desk, and we're going to go through Prospect Square. So in this course, we're going to go through kind of, where to look for your profile, because that's really essential. That's the first essential piece of Prospect Square, is making sure that you have a very robust profile that you can go through when you're sending out reports, that all of your information is included. And then we'll go through kind of what the different reports are, how do we create them, how do we get them to send them out to people, and then also, if time allows, also, how to share those reports on Facebook. We can share them on Facebook. There are ways to share them on Instagram as well. So we'll be going through that. And again, if everyone could just mute yourselves, just that way there's no feedback. You guys, if you have any questions at all, if I'm going too fast, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask a question. I'm completely fine. Please interrupt me. Or if you would like to pull that up in chat, I do have the chat open next to me on my phone. So I'll see that. If you have any questions, please feel free, and I'll refer to that frequently. So the first place that we're going to start is mycvdesk.com. You'll see here I have the Prospect Square tile at the very, very top of my screen. You can tile, you can take those tiles and move them around. There's also a help desk here. I always like to point that out in all of my workshops. Everything is in alphabetical order, so you will see Prospect Square here. And at any time, because I know that you guys work around the clock, real estate agents never sleep, you're always able to go in and look at the welcome. You can look at the facts, the training resources. There are videos in here. We don't have Clients for Life just yet, but there's a quick start guide, how to stay connected, how to do property flyers, all of the different things, some that we're not going to cover in today's class. But if you look at the quick start guide, you're going to get introduced here to the program. And because that's in blue, it is a hyperlink. It is going to take you to like a 44-page guide. Yeah, 44-page guide. This is an interactive guide. It will take you through the whole system, so that if you're trying to do something on your own and you get stuck, you can always refer to this. Again, you can always schedule a one-on-one appointment with your field marketing specialist, but you'll see it'll go through your profile, adding contacts and groups, which we're not going to cover today, all of the different reports, how to create them, what are they for, when do they come out, or when are they updated, and then how to share them as well, like what is the frequency, the report timing, how do I put this on my website, how do I share it on social media. And when I see that it's interactive, what I mean is that, let's say that we go through and we've gotten through our profile, we've added some contacts, and then if you're like me, my brain turns to mush, and I just can't even. So I'm kind of done, and I want to come back to it tomorrow. I want to come back to it the day after. I can just scroll down, and let's say the next part is I want to go to quarterly reports. If I click on quarterly reports, it's going to shoot me down to page 19 where quarterly reports begins, so I don't have to sit here and scroll through all of the different pages. But it will go through and give you, what I do like is it gives you screenshots. So it does let you know like how to set this up. Here's a screenshot. Here's what it's going to look like, so that you can kind of get a gist of, am I in the right spot? Am I doing the right thing, and am I setting up the correct report? So again, just remember that that's in the Help Center under Prospect Square, and that's going to be under the training resources and the quick start guide. Any other questions that you have about Prospect Square can be found under facts. And there's a whole bunch of different questions there as well. So we'll jump right into it. I'm just going to go ahead and click on Prospect Square. Yours is going to take you directly into Prospect Square. Mine's going to make me toggle as an agent. So we'll go in as an agent view. so that we're going to see what you're going to see when you log in. Now, I do have this clients for life here. Some of you will see this. I do believe we're able to turn this off. We don't have clients for life just yet. You can also see a snapshot of how your email campaigns are performing. You'll see I'm not opening anything. I only send these to myself, so I haven't been very good at opening them. But that agent guide is also here on that main page. So when you click on Prospect Square and scroll down, you're going to see that quick reference guide here that we just went over. All those facts are here, and there's also a video guide to creating that market report. The first thing that we want to dive into is the profile. That's going to be essential, the most important piece of Prospect Square. Once we get this situated, we don't have to keep revisiting it. So I'm just going to click on my name here in the upper right-hand corner, and I'm going to click on my profile. That's just going to pull up a pop-up, and it's going to do, it's going to pull my first name, my last name, anything that is in gray. That's coming directly from Trident. So that's how you are situated in the system. You may have a preferred full name. My first name is Angela. I go by Angie. Just know, at least in the state of Maryland, not sure about Virginia and DC, but in the state of Maryland, if I want to market myself as Angie, it does have to be on my real estate license. So I did pay them the big $25 to be Angie on my real estate license, so I can market myself as Angie. If my license does not say Angie, every single piece of marketing that comes out must have Angela on it, or I'm not in compliance with the real estate law. So just know that that preferred full name there, that is there for you. Go ahead and fill that out. Your preferred name, just make sure it does match your real estate license. Your designation here, you'll see that I am a field marketing specialist. This is where you would put in realtor or salesperson or associate broker. Just remember, it does have to reflect your real estate license. And if you're looking for that little registered symbol, if you have a computer that has the little numbers pad on the right-hand side, you can press the Alt key down and you can click 0174 on that numbers pad. And when you let go, it'll pop up with that little registered symbol. I don't have that, so I'm going to Google registered symbol, and I'm just going to kind of steal it here. I'm going to highlight it right over here, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to take it back here, and I'm just going to paste it in. So now I'm realtor, and that's what's going to come up on all of my area reports, my quarterly report, my market report. So I'm going to change mine back to field marketing specialist so I don't get in trouble because I don't compete with you. I'm a referral agent, so I'm not allowed to be a realtor. So also your email will follow through. Preferred email, you can always put a different email there. Your preferred agent website, you can also validate. If you're unsure what your website is, don't feel bad. I run into that frequently. You can go into Desk. If you go into your InTouch account, and again, mine always makes me choose something. Yours will go straight in. If you click on this website tab up here and you click on View Site, what that's going to do is it's going to take you to your Agent InTouch website. You can just literally left click on this to highlight it. So when you left click on it, it's going to highlight that URL. We can right click and we can copy if you're on a PC, and then you're able to just paste that in here. And you can always validate it as well by clicking the button. It's going to take you to the website so that you know, yes, that is the correct website and it is working. You want to have your phone numbers here. If you're in the state of Maryland, you must always have a labeled office number. If you have your own email address or your own phone number of any sort. So if it's a cell phone, a home office, a direct line, anything that you have, any contact information that you have for yourself, you must have a labeled office number. And again, that's not Coldwell Banker. That's a Maryland law thing for compliance. So here I have my cell phone. I have an office number. Maybe you also have an other number. Maybe it's a direct line or something else that you want to include. Your license number, you'll see that's grayed out. That's not required in the state of Maryland. You're also able to upload your professional photo. I always suggest, highly suggest, and of course, anything that we teach you in any of these courses is merely suggestion, not a requirement for you to be licensed with Coldwell Banker Realty. But a best practice that we found is to have the same profile image on everything that we push out. So I'm going to have the same image here that's going to be on my Agent in Touch website. It's going to be on coldwellbanker.com. It's going to be on Zillow, realtor.com, LinkedIn, my Facebook business page, so that someone can look at this picture and be like, oh, look, she's wearing a hat. There's a purple background. Yes, this is the Angie that I'm looking for. So they're always going to know that they found the correct person. Your office you can put here if you'd like, and then your Facebook, your Twitter. These are all going to be business social media. So I'm never going to send anyone to my personal Facebook profile, but I will send them to my Facebook business page. You can see here, I cheated the system. I don't have Twitter for business. I don't have Pinterest or Instagram or any of those things. So I would just go in and put the Coldwell Banker social media. If you go to desk and you click on marketing and you click on social media, again, that's desk and marketing and social media. If you go down to the very bottom, you'll find all of our Coldwell Banker social networks that you're able to use here if you would like.
Unknown caller.
If everyone can mute yourselves, please. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Andy or Angie? Hi. Fine, thank you. I'm sorry I missed your call on the landline. I'm in front of my computer on a class. No, it's okay. Okay. No, and usually I don't even use my landline, but I did hear it.
There we go. Sorry about that. So we're going to go through, and if you're not sure what any of these links are, you just want to go to your Facebook business page. So you would just log into Facebook. I get this question frequently, like, what is my business URL? You're just going to go to your pages, go to your business page, and then again, if we right click, if we left click to highlight and right click to copy, or you can hit Control C and that will copy it as well. And then you can just paste it there. Same thing goes for YouTube. If you have a specific YouTube channel that you utilize, or any other social media that you utilize, you just want to go to your social media or your YouTube, grab that, and then again, you can just paste that in there. The other thing too is maybe you're using Coldwell Banker. You'll see that I went in and changed my YouTube URL. I had Coldwell Bankers. Now I have my own channel, so I'm going to update that. You can update these at any time. You can put your office address in. Other phone, I have my office phone. You can put your bio in here. It doesn't really do anything at this time. It's not going to showcase it anywhere in the system, so it is completely up to you. But note that the bio is not currently displayed on any of the campaigns or the reports. So if you don't want to paste that in there, that's okay. Double check that you are in the correct time zone. If you are bilingual or multilingual, please go ahead and check off anything that applies to you. So I speak a little bit of sign language, but probably not enough to be fluent. And then if you have any designations or certifications, you can check them off here. Just please note that some designations, when you earn them, are evergreen. So once you earn them, you can use them forever. And others you do have to pay for every year. So once you stop paying for them, you can no longer use that designation. But you guys know what you have, so go ahead and they all automatically have the little registered symbol or the trademark symbol like they need to. And then we're just going to hit save and close. Now what that's going to do, I'm going to go into my website. I'm just going to show you what that's going to look like when you pull up a report. So I'm just going to click on Baltimore County because it was the first one that I saw, and it's going to make a fool out of me. All right, hold on one second. Let's see. Okay, hopefully that'll work. All righty. So once you click report will come up and all of your information. There we go. So hopefully I didn't lose anybody there. Sorry about that. My internet just decided to jump around a little bit. So when I pull the report and I scroll down, you're going to see my information here. And my internet is being a little, so it's still thinking a little bit. But you'll see here I have a photo. I have my name as it is on my license. Again, Angie, because it's on my license. I have field marketing specialist, or it would be realtor or salesperson or associate broker. My phone number, all of my contact information is here. And when it stops thinking, all of the little icons will come up here for social media, and I'll have the Coldwell Banker Realty logo over here. So that's why we want to make sure that we have all of our information there so that when someone does pull up our report, they are going to get all of our information along with it. So hopefully. All right. So with that, does anyone have any questions about the profile?
Angie, Angie.
Yes.
I noticed under the website, there's one says preferred, and then the other one is non-preferred. How do you sync the two together?
So this agent website here, sometimes it will automatically come over from Trident. Mine doesn't have anything, so it's not coming over. Whatever you put here in the preferred agent website is the one that is going to show on your report. And they do this. The reason they have this here is because most agents do use their InTouch website, but there are some agents out there that pay to have a separate website run, and that's their go-to website. So they would prefer to have that on their reports. So whatever you put here will automatically show on your report. So if your Agent InTouch website is automatically coming up here, you should be good to go. I have mine here because I'm an employee, so mine doesn't pull automatically. But again, if you have a separate website that you use that is not your InTouch, something maybe that you pay for, you can include that here. Or sometimes some agents have their InTouch website here, what I see most frequently, and then they have a GoDaddy account. So maybe I have an angiemyers.com, and that's what I have put on all of my marketing, and I have it pointed at my angiemyers.cbintouch.com account. I'm just going to put the angiemyers.com here because that's what's going to pop up on all of my marketing.
Okay, thank you. You've clarified it.
Sure. The next thing that we're going to do is jump into reports because we can't share them anywhere until we know how to create them. So you'll see we have an area report, a market report, and a quarterly report. They're usually, for me, listed in alphabetical order. I like to start with the quarterly report. The quarterly report does come out 4 times a year, so it is quarterly, and it is basically a very broad-based report. So it's county-based. You'll see here I have different counties here. And the best way to show you what that looks like is there is a preview and share button. So just know that some of these are already created for you, although they don't have, and I'll show you in a moment, a little blurb that's written on there. They're very easy to access, and they are live links. So if we share them on our website, if we share them on social media, we don't have to constantly update the link. The link will always work, and the information provided will be updated every quarter. So if we hit this preview and share button, we're going to get a list of all of the counties available to us. Please note that if you are an agent, you work out of the Frederick County, you work in Frederick County, you don't have to be based in that office in order to use this report. I know you guys drive everywhere. So as long as it's within your area of expertise, you can share these. Obviously, if I am licensed in Maryland, I don't want to share Virginia because I'm not licensed there, although I can refer someone there. So I want to make sure that I'm sharing what I'm comfortable with. And you'll see, so for example, just because my eyes happen to land on it, Hartford County, there is a little button here that is a preview button. So I can click on the preview button, and you'll see again, my internet is not happy with me. But you should be able to click on that and your market preview will come up. You can also copy this link and take it to a new page and get to it. So again, let's reset my internet. I apologize. I'm having some technical difficulties today. You gotta love technology. So here we have Hartford County. And when we click through to the preview button, here, and again, it's not going to let me go through, but you'll get to, and go in and play around with it. You're going to get to your quarterly report. You're also able to share this automatically. If we hit the share button, we can share to Facebook, we can tweet on our business page, we can share to LinkedIn, Pinterest. You'll see some others here as well. So if you use any of these, you're able to easily share those from that page. Another thing that you're able to do is share it on your Agent in Touch website. So here we have Sandy Bratcher. She has some photos that she created in Canva. You can always get some photos from BrandServe as well. And we've hyperlinked those so you can click through and get to her report. Again, I apologize. Mine's not pulling it due to the internet, probably from the power outage yesterday. But once you click on that, it will take you over to your report. It will give you all of your quarterly statistics for that particular county. Just remember that because it is a quarterly report, it's very broad. It is county-based. If you don't want to scroll through all of the counties, we can always hit this find button here, and we can look through the different counties. Just note, some of them are Virginia, some of them are Maryland. That's going to come into play when you're looking at Frederick County. Just make sure you've selected the correct one, and you hit search, and it will be the only one that pops up, and it will eliminate all of the additional reports there. Now, maybe I want to set this up and I want to send this to a client. So I have a potential seller. That seller is looking at the market. They're not quite ready to move. They had a new job offer. The job is not going to start for another 1.5 years. So they're not quite ready to move, but they would like some information, but not all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the new button. And from here, I'm just going to fill out a report name, and they do have the little question marks with the circles. You can hover over those and it will give you more information. So this is an internal name. It doesn't show on the report, but it allows me to know what I have set up. So let's say this is a Frederick County report. And I always like to label it, even though it's in quarterly, I'm going to say it's the quarterly report. And contacts. Now, the contacts do have to be saved in the system in order for me to send this report to them. I can browse through contacts that I already have set up, or Prospect Square is very user friendly. I can click this add contact button and I can add someone here. So I'm able to go in automatically. Let's just say I'm going to add my new client. I can put in the first name, the last name. I can add this person to a group if I would like to. I don't have to. And then I do have to have this person's email as well. I'm going to put my mom in there. And then save and close. So the record has been created. Now Rose is in my contact list, so I can send this to her. And here I have it here. If I want to send it to someone else, I can also just type the person's name in, and you'll see all the people with that name are going to pop up. And I can select someone additional as well by which email I want to send that to, and then market area. So that's where I can start typing in, and it will just automatically populate for Frederick County. Or again, I can go through and hit that blue button and browse through what is currently available in the system for me. Copy agent on report. I always say, if you don't hear anything else that I say through this entire workshop, This is probably the most important piece of Prospect Square. You'll see here, it says if yes is selected, the user will automatically receive an email for every client set up to receive their report. The user is you. So I'm setting this up. I am the user. If I set this up to go to 20 different contacts, I will receive 20 individual different reports in my email. I say this, I did have an agent that set this up to go to 200 people in a group, and she got 200 separate emails that she had to go through and delete in her email. So my suggestion is always to set yourself up as a contact, as I have here. And because I'm sending this to Rose, I'm going to set myself up as a contact. It will blind carbon copy. Rose is not going to see that I sent it to myself or I sent it to someone else. She's only going to think that she's received it. It will come through with her name on it. When I send it to Angie, it'll come through with her name on it. Report is enabled. So yes, if I don't want, so here, if I select no, this report will save, but it won't be sent out. So maybe I want to set this up today before I talk to Rose, make sure that it's really what she wants before I come in here and enable the report to go out. If you do select yes, it will process and it will send as soon as it is done processing. The initial subject line and the follow-up subject line, you are able to edit those if you would like to, or you can also take them back to the default. Once this is set up, and I'm going to change this just because my mom lives. Yep. So we'll give her the Hartford County report. And here I have a preview button. So again, anything that I want to change, maybe I talk to her and she says, I don't want this county, I want this county instead. I can go in and change that at any time. And then I want to preview my report. You'll see here, I'm having an issue with Prospect Square. I'll have to put in a help desk ticket. But that's when that report will come up for you to look at it. And then we can save and we can send. So the report is processing. It'll be emailed to my recipient shortly. Every new quarterly report comes out every 3 months. It comes out 4 times a year. So as soon as it's available, it will be sent out. Usually, I believe that is on the 15th of the month when the quarter has ended. And that will be given to you if you go into that home screen and go into that agent guide. It will break it down for you when each report is updated. That's pretty cut and dry. Area report is going to be exactly the same way. So we can go through to the area report. And again, you'll see both the quarterly report, the area report. I can go through and see a list of the reports that I have already created. I can edit them. I can delete them. Just know if you delete it, you would have to recreate it. There's no like trash can to go in and find it and restore it. I can preview this report. Let's say Angie calls me and says, hey, I didn't get this Towson report that you sent to me. I can go in and resend it very easily. I can see the report name that I gave to it, so I know what I'm sending, the contacts that are receiving it, what market area are they receiving. I did not copy myself on the report. This person is not unsubscribed. And I can also see when I have created something. So for example, this was a test. This is one of the first reports I've created. It was in 2018, and you can see it's still going out. And mine comes out on the 5th of every month. So this is a monthly report. The area report does come out once a month, and it's sent out automatically if you set it up to send to someone specifically. You're also able to preview and share much the same way you did in the quarterly report. And you can go through and preview and share any area. Now, these are going to be based on both county and zip code. So we'll see it starts with Alexandria City, goes to Alexandria with both broken down to just condos or just single family homes, and it moves on to Arlington. So maybe you're saying, well, you know, I don't live in Alexandria and I don't want to go through 25 pages and look for the specific area that I need. You can easily hit the find button here and type in the area name. So maybe I need Towson, and I can hit the search button and that's going to pull Towson up for me under Baltimore County. Again, you can also preview. You can get the link here, and you can share to various social media platforms very easily. Also, under the Find button, there is a search feature. So we can go through search, and again, we can find, don't forget, you can jump ahead and find any area that you're looking for. We can also look for counties. So if I just type in Baltimore and I hit search, I'm going to get every single thing that has Baltimore included, whether it's Baltimore County. So if I want to look at the whole county and I want to go through and look for each individual place, I can do that as well. And just remember that each of these areas has its own zip code. So it's, again, we've gone from very, very broad information with the county that comes out kind of spread out through the year 4 times a year, to now it's once a month, and we can break it down from county also into zip code. So we have a little more defined. Again, you can see we do have the county information there. So I can browse through and I can look through all of those. And I can also share, these are live links. So if I use these links and I want to use them for my website, again, I'll show you on my website just one way that I have that set up. At the very, very bottom is I have some sections here with some pretty pictures that I created in Canva, and you can click through. They all have different click-throughs. Again, I apologize that my reports are not currently coming up. The other thing that you're able to do with them is to share them on your community sites. So you'll see I have a lot of communities here. Let's say I go to Joppatown and I scroll down. I have click here to view an updated area report. I can click through here and get to that report when it's working. I also have an iframe here that normally the report will pop up. You can scroll through it. You can look at my area report. Again, I have to put in a help desk ticket to find out. Mine is glitching, so I do apologize for that. You'll see here also Baltimore City, in addition to condos, single family homes, they do have the co-op was recently added. So that is a new feature where you do find a co-op. Now you're going to find that in your area report. And exactly like the quarterly report, we can go in and browse, we can edit and delete. And if you hover over any of these little icons, send report now. So I can hit that button. Report will be generated and emailed automatically. It's going to pull up my report to show it to me, and this client will receive this report again. So maybe she's like, hey, I didn't see it. I missed it. Can you resend it? And it's just going to show you that it was resent. And again, it's always going to give you a list of anything that you've already created, and how you've labeled it and what areas are included. And you'll see some of these. So for this person, she's receiving a Hartford County, a Joppa single family, Joppa condo. So she's receiving several different ones. You can include more than one. If you have somebody looking in Timonium and in Towson, Baldwin and Glenarm, they're looking in multiple areas. You're able to include those on your report. And again, we would just hit the new button, go through as we did before. I don't want to copy myself on it. Remember, if I send out 20 of these, I'm going to get 20 of them. Maybe if I'm only sending out one, then I'm okay with copying myself. But usually I'm just going to include myself as a contact. And then you'll see now I've included Rose, and I'm able to go through and select her because she's now in my contacts. So I'm able to do that and save and send. Again, you can preview, but you'll see you have to have all of the information here in order to do that, and then save and send. And that will add it to your queue here. Your market report is a little bit different. Yes.
I'm sorry. On the area report, can you filter for co-op and zip code?
So what you'll do is when you go into area report, if you go into the preview and share, you'll see that if you just want the county, you can just get the county. So yeah, if we go in and browse and hit new, market areas when we browse. We're just going to go through and there's also a search button here that you can go through for the area report. And let's say I just want Baltimore County or Baltimore City and Baltimore County. So it does say Baltimore City County. It is Baltimore City. You can select just the area, the counties that you want and hit search. And from there, you can just toggle. So I'm going to select Baltimore City and I'm going to select the co-op. So you can go through and select as many of these as you'd like. So yeah, so you can select the county, you know, or in this case, Baltimore City County, and then maybe the co-op as well, and it will blend that information together. You'll get all the county information or the city information on the top, and then the co-op information will be down toward the bottom a little bit more. It'll piece that out for you.
Now, my question was, can you filter for co-op and building type, ownership type in the same search?
So this does not give you the ability to do that. When you search through in here, it's just going to give you the counties. It's going to break it down by county. And when you search for it, then you would just have to go through and look for the co-op, but it doesn't break it down any more than that. So it doesn't give you, yeah, it doesn't, unfortunately, doesn't give you any additional information. The market report is a little more finite. You'll see here when you click here, there is no preview and share button because this is something that you do have to go in and set up to send directly to a prospective client. And you'll see here anything that you've already created will be here. If, you know, you'll see the last time that it was sent out, maybe you have, you know, turned it off, or you can always go in and delete them. Again, all the same buttons. We can also look at the search criteria here and go through and view the properties that were sent out the last time that this was sent to this specific person. It's going to break down. I can also do, that's the photo view. I can also do a list view. If I just want to see everything, you know, in a list, I like the photos. I just find it a little bit easier. And I can see what was sent to that person. I'm also able to go through and click on the report preview. So again, mine's not popping up. I apologize, but it will show you the exact report that was sent to this specific person on this date. So you'll see this one came out on the 17th at 8:16 p.m. And this person received this report. Maybe again, she calls and says, hey, I didn't get this report. I can click on that and resend it to her very, very easily. And from here, you're able to find any that you already have situated. So once this list gets really, really long, I can go in and say, you know, I'm looking for one for Stevenson, and I can search through and it's going to pop that report up for me. Or maybe I want to find one that I'm sending to a specific client. I can put their name in and browse through, and you'll see I don't have any going to that particular client, so it's not popping up.
Why is there a delay between the created date email sent?
What's that?
I'm seeing a which created date and the email sent. On your
oh, let's do this. So the created date was the date that I actually came into Prospect Square and created this report. So I created this report for Angie on the 18th of February, and most recently it came out on the 17th.
So once you create it needs to come out on a regular basis.
It does. It continues to come out on a regular basis. You're also able, so I'll show you in just a moment, but you're also able to put an expiration date on it.
And
so if I want this report to come out, what's that?
The frequency.
So the frequency of this, I'll show you in just a moment. You're actually able to determine that for yourself. The market report, you can set it up to come out every single day. It can come out once a week, every 2 weeks, every month, all the way up to every quarter, depending on what your client is looking for. Now, this data here is going to be more pinpointed You'll see here I have like a Rumsey Island report. So that's actually an advertised subdivision in a specific zip code, where the quarterly report only let me send the county information. The area report only let me send the zip code information. But we know that people are very specific in the areas that they may want to live in. For example, I live in Joppa Town. 21085 itself, the Joppa zip code is pretty large. And there's a very big difference in the small area that I live in as opposed to the rest of the zip code. So someone might come in and say, I want to live in this area or this area, and I can actually break that down in the report and just send them that information. So you'll see here, there again, there's no preview and share for that reason, but I can go in and create new, and that's going to look a little bit different. So here I'm going to create the name, put in the criteria. Again, will appear on your report. It will give you a photo on yours to show you like where is this information, your display title going to be. So this might be where I want to say, you know, Rumsey Island market report, or maybe I want to say market real estate report. And this is where I can determine the frequency. Maybe I just want to create the report. It's something that I want to go back into the system and reference from time to time. Maybe I want this to come out every day. Sometimes if you have an investor, they want that information all the time, or every week, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. It'll go through, you know, once a month, etc. And I can set that up for myself. Maybe this person wants it to come out every week. They just want to see new things. Also, what consumer type is this for? Is this for a buyer? Is this market report going to someone that's considering selling their home and they're trying to see, you know, what is the market currently doing? Maybe a prospect that's not quite a client just yet, or again, that investor that I'm working with, it's really trying to, you know, see what's on the market. Do I want to copy agent on a report? Just again, remember, if I set this up for 20 different people, I will receive 20 different emails copied on that report. So I always set myself up as a contact. So maximum number of listings per email. You can go from 25 to 200. It's going to auto set at 100 for you. So again, that's just your preference. I do hide the automated market value. I just don't prefer to show that to anyone. If they want to see that automated market value, they need to contact me to get that information. And this is where I can put in a report expiration. So you'll see on mine down here, I set this up in 2018, and it's still running to this day. This person's never unsubscribed from it. Doesn't mean that she's opening it, but I can click on the calendar, and maybe I want this to stop going to this person in July. Maybe July is when we're going to talk about listing their property in the fall, or maybe that's when I'm going to reach back out to them. So you can give it an expiration if you would like. You're also able to give it an initial subject line. So they do give you a default. If you don't fill that in, it will be report name here from your name to contact name. So feel free to fill that out if you'd like. Also the follow-up email subject line, and then the description. So there will be a short description on your report. You can type in something there for that description. Hey, you know, this is information about the current market trends in Rumsey Island, or in this specific area, or, you know, this neighborhood. And then criteria. So that's really where the meat and bones, you know, meat and potatoes of this particular report is. We're going to hit edit, and we're going to be able to do this 2 different ways. One way is a radius around a specific address or a specific MLS number. So this would be great if you have a buyer that says, you know, I want you to send me information. I'm going to work at this particular place. I'm going to be a high school teacher, so I want to be within a certain, let's see if it'll work for me. And it's glitchy. I want to be within 5 miles of this particular location because it's where I work. You know, and I don't want to drive more than 5 miles to work. I can go down and determine, do I want to send them active under contract? So anything that's active or contingent. Sold and closed, you do have the ability, because it is your marketing, to have control over that. Maybe I only want to send the past 90 days that have closed, or the past 60. If this is something I'm sending every 2 weeks, maybe I just want to boil that down to 30. Again, you can determine. Maybe I don't want to send what's canceled. I don't want to send withdrawn or expired. Again, it's completely up to you. You have full control here over what you would like to send. You don't have to include those if you don't want. And then pending, again, if you don't want to include it, or you do want to include it, you can do that here. There is a count button here. So you do have to have 200 items or less, I believe, to send that out. So here we have way too many. We have 741. So we definitely want to go through and fill out some of this information. Once you click through, some of these will pop up with drop-down menus. So I want to go through, and here you'll see the co-ops, condominiums, things of that nature are here. Structure types, maybe this person only wants a detached home. Every time we do the count, that's going to whittle that down just a little bit. The more information we give the system, so now we've gone down to 299, and this is where you can go through and put in specific. Here I don't really need the zip code because I'm within a certain amount, a certain radius around that area. But maybe they say, I do have to have, at least 3 bedrooms, but up to 5 bedrooms, or, how many full bathrooms? I have to have at least 2. And then again, we do that count. That's going to take it down a little further. One thing that I love is the map search. So if you click on the map search, it's going to come up here. You'll see I already have areas saved. So any area that I create, I can save it. I can always go back and just click on that button and utilize that exact same area again. And then just go through and change the market data. Maybe, again, I don't want to include these. Maybe I do want to include these. Again, it depends on you and your client. And I can add more information in here, but I'm also able to draw on the map. So you'll see here I drew on the map. And this works the same way that the MLS does. I prefer to use the polygon. They do have the circle search. They also have a rectangle search. But if you really want to get into it, and you want to create a very specific map, maybe they only want specific areas or specific streets, you're able to draw those out and you're able to save those. And again, once you enter that in, it will ask you for a name, and then you're able to save that into the system and come back to it later. You'll see once you draw that on the map and save it, it's going to automatically save all of that information in your criteria.
This looks very much like what you create in MLS system.
Yes. It's very similar, and I like it for that reason, because I think most of us are a little more experienced with the MLS already. So going in and drawing that map and putting that information in very it's I don't want to say it's easy to do, but it makes more sense.
But it really doesn't add any dimension to what the right system offers.
Well, the only difference with this, and I apologize that mine is not popping up, is the way that it presents in your report. So I would definitely say go in and create a market report, add yourself as a contact, and send it to yourself. Because what this report is going to do is it's going to give you graphs and charts and let you know, what is the average day on the market? What is the median sales price? What is the average sales price? Like how many listings?
So it's analytical.
Yeah, so it's going to give them a lot of the analytics. They can kind of get the gist of what the market is doing. And what this really does is it shows that I am the market expert, because I'm not going to tell anybody that I have a program to do this. It's like with any tool. I don't tell people I have Moxie. I worked really hard on my listing presentation. I put it together myself. Same thing with listing concierge. Like I have a digital marketing team that does my brochures. I have a professional photographer I work with. I don't tell anybody I have this stuff. I got all this information and I put it in a neat little package and I'm going to send it to them, because I find that a lot of times people, especially with the pandemic, people have been fearful. And then we had an election. Whenever we have an election, people get I've had friends that have called me, should I sell my house? What's the real estate market going to do? Oh my goodness. Let me send you this report. It's going to give you facts. Let fact replace your fear. Let me show you that I'm the area expert. I can go in at any time for any farm area that I have and tell you exactly how many houses are on the market. I can tell you the average days on the market. That's really important working with a buyer, because maybe we're on day one of looking for a home and they're looking at this property that's been on the market for 11 days. And in this area, now we know it's just an average, but in this area, things are on the market for an average of 15 days. That means we need to move fast, be pre-qualified, get our ducks in a row if we're going to go look at this property, because we don't want to potentially miss it. Same thing with the seller. It's very impressive to be able to say, look, if we price your home right, the average days on the market in this area is 27 days. But if we price your home correctly, I can let you know that, it shouldn't be on the market 27 days. We know stuff's flying off the market if it's priced right.
Angie, this program is very similar to Market Quest.
It is similar, but also a little bit different. So what this does is it actually breaks down all of this information. So let me do Ramsey Island report. And let's see, I'm not sure why it's not allowing me to preview. But what this report here does, this new market report, it's going to not only break down all the statistics, but when you get down to the bottom, it's actually going to map all those properties out. So it's going to show you the property photo. It's going to show you the property information. People can click through. They can look at all the pictures. So it's kind of like when you send stuff from the MLS and they get all of the market data. But here they're getting a little bit of additional information. They're getting the charts and the graphs. They can kind of look and see. So when I tell someone, hey, the market is hot right now, did you know that last year days on the market was 50? This year days on the market is only 20. Plus, there are less properties on the market. It's a seller's market right now because there's less inventory. So you have less competition, but it's also kind of a buyer's market because the interest rates are so low right now. They're historically low. People are able to afford to buy another house. So there's all these, like the perfect storm of real estate. And it's giving us the backup that we need when we have those conversations, because I can sit down with you at any time and tell you I'm an area expert. How do I prove it? Here are the charts and the graphs, and here's all the real estate stuff that as an agent I have privy to, and I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to give you the ability to go in and look at it yourself. And what happens is, especially in the market report, people go in and they say, oh, look, the neighbor listed their house down around the corner. And then they get the next report and it's already under contract. Wow, she wasn't kidding. Like, market is crazy fast. Like, maybe now is the time to sell my house. And it gives you that ability to have that conversation. Again, once you save and send, it will automatically be sent out according to the timing that you selected. So I selected once a week. I selected 7 days. So every 7 days, this person's going to get this particular report. You'll see it's been created. It hasn't quite been sent yet. You'll also be able to see if somebody has unsubscribed. So none of my people, because they're all me, none of my people have unsubscribed. But you can go in. I always highly recommend setting yourself up on the report for the areas that you're the expert in. If there's a specific subdivision that you farm, set yourself up on that particular report so that you receive it. You can kind of look over that information yourself. These reports, however, you're not able to share them on social media per se, because there isn't any link. When you go to the report preview, and I apologize, mine's not popping up. When you go to the area report and the quarterly report, there will be a button at the top left that someone can click on that. They can view it as a PDF if you would like to print them out. The area report is a fantastic report to take with you to an open house. Take that with you to an open house, have a few copies there. You know, people are coming through your open house, and we know that only one person's going to buy that house. So all the rest of the people, you know, they can take that area report with them. Maybe they're a looky-loo. They just stopped in because they saw the sign, they saw your balloons, and, you know, I don't really want to live in this area, but I'm interested in this area. Hey, let me get your email. I can set this up for you automatically. You can get these reports sent to you automatically. People love that. There's also a button, and again, I highly apologize that mine are glitching. But when you go in and click on that preview button, it will come up at the top, again, with a view in PDF. There'll be a button here for social media, and it's every social media except for Instagram. And then over here on the right-hand side, there will be a Facebook button. And what that's going to do is it's going to take you to Facebook. You'll have the ability to share it on your Facebook page. Let me see if I can find one that I have shared down here, maybe a little more recently. You'll see, let's see, because they do come up with a really nice photo. So this information, you can also go into your area report. You can go into brand serve. There is a market update tile, and you're able to take the information out of your report, input it into the tile, and share this. This was really created for Instagram because we can't share links on Instagram. So it gives us a great way. I put it on my Facebook as well. And I let people know, you know, if you're interested in receiving these each month for your area, let me know. Like, I'm here to help you with any real estate need that you might have. I like to tell people that I'll set them up for it automatically. So all those people out there that assume that I'm going to start harassing them on the phone like a car dealer, I'm not going to do that. I'll set you up automatically. You can just get it. Let's see if I know I have one on here. I was on a staycation last week, so I was not very good with my Facebook page. So I apologize for that. Oh, well, I'm not seeing any. Maybe they've taken them. Oh, there it is. Aha. So see what's new in the real estate market. Here's my Baltimore County. This is a Lutherville Timonium area report for January 2021. So I posted that on March 6th. Mine hadn't really updated to February just yet. And then if you click on that, again, it would take you directly to that. But this is what it would look like on your Facebook page. It's got that really, mine has a different photo, but it's got a really beautiful photo. People can click through, they can get the information. That's going to be a live link. So when I click through on this, it's going to give me the most recent report. And I like to just let people know, you know, what's new in the real estate market. Here, I've shared it to you. Look at it. You can see what's going on in real estate in your area. You know, because people are curious. They like to know, you know, what's going on, how many days on the market, etc. Some people more than others with statistics. But I would just say go in, create a quarterly report, and set yourself up on it for the area that you serve. Same thing with an area report. If there are certain areas that you serve, set yourself up on those reports, see what they look like when they come to you. The other thing is I like them. Sometimes I can just forward them to someone very quickly if I need to, and set yourself up on a market report, maybe once a week, every day if you think you can handle it, to see what that looks like when it comes over to you. And as always, I would be remiss if I didn't say there is a chat feature here as well. So if you get stuck, if you have a question when you're in the system and you can't get a hold of your field marketing specialist, maybe it's nighttime. I know you guys work around the clock. Maybe it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and you're in here messing with this. You can hit the chat button and chat with someone. I do believe, if I'm not remiss, that chat should be there all the time, but you can chat with them and see And then they'll also give you notifications up here. So any new notifications you have will be there. And don't forget your profile here. There's also a product tour here. So I don't have a product tour in mine. You may have one in yours. But again, don't forget to go in and fill out that profile information so that it can be on your report and give you lots of great information. So for example, hopefully this will pop up. Nope, it's not going to pop up. But you'll see, you can share these on your website. You can share them via email. You can share them via social media. Definitely kind of dive in and look at them and see what's available to you. And again, lots of different ways to use it. I know that Mary Grace has a wonderful class, 25 ways to use Prospect Square reports. I believe the class that I attended, we found 48 different ways to use them, between printing them out and taking them to open houses, sharing on social media. I worked with an agent a few weeks ago that printed some out and sent them to some of her prospects just to say, hey, here's what's going on in the market. If you'd like to receive these via email, let me know. I just wanted to keep you up to date on what's going on, show that you're the area expert in that particular area.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Does anybody have any questions? Alrighty. Well, as always, feel free to use me as your guinea pig. If you would like to set me up or your field marketing specialist up, you can use us as guinea pigs. Feel free to add us as contacts. Send us those reports. I always like to get those, and a lot of times I'll hit the reply button so that I can email you back and let you see exactly what it was that I got and what it looked like. But definitely a good tool to show yourself as the market expert in the area, and get some additional information about what's going on. With that, we are right at time, a little bit over. Time is money, so I do want to be respectful of your time. So everyone have a wonderful day. I will send the recording out